Yeah.
And I just remember looking to my left and I see Stevie Wonder just like coming through the door.
But it's like a story about him trying to raise up both of y'all and y'all consistently failing him. You failed him. You didn't commit. You failed him. You didn't do what you were supposed to do at the party. And then you failed him again with Stevie Wonder. You didn't play the song right. He kept trying to put y'all on.
His wife was like, y'all should come up and join us.
Yeah.
It was like this moment we were like, word.
All the slaves get to eat in the outhouse today. Slaves get to eat in the back kitchen.
That's
y'all was like,
how it felt a little bit.
y'all got some biscuits.
We were nothing to me, ain't new to the ring. I son anybody who wanted with me. The stupidity, if it's I and it's you, well, then one of these things is losing to me. Who could it be? Will it be you? Indubitably.
Host Vader, the undisputed podcast for the independent music industry, with your hosts Clef Wonder, Jordan, and Calvin II.
What up? We back in this thing.
We back. Yeah.
And today, special edition, snack time.
Story time.
Snack time. Reading.
I can tell.
Cuties. We're gonna try not to eat tonight and make it sound disgusting.
Not like, show
Some of y'all like that shit.
Some of y'all like it, like that ASMR.
Man. ASMR, I hate that stuff. It freaks me out.
Hey, no judgment.
Nah, judgment. I don't like it.
But snack
This
time
is a safe space here.
This is not
But
safe.
snack time.
I'm judging.
is also story time.
Story snack time. What's the snack of the day?
The snack of the day is Cuties. The
Nah,
5
hold it
pound
up.
bag.
Oh, the 5 pound?
The 5 pound bag. We're
Okay.
gonna show you. We can't show you the logo.
I'm gonna try not to eat them
It's a
tonight.
5 pound bag of these things.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start it off with J Light. No, I'm just saying.
No, actually, that's the accurate for this era. That's the accurate.
That is the era we about to go in with story time. Go ahead.
So, woo. So when I first came out to LA, I was going to MI, and there's this dude there, Panda. Shout out Panda.
Panda.
Yeah, he was in. I forgot. We were in. Alan Rich taught a class there. Alan Rich taught a couple. He wrote a couple Whitney Houston songs, and he taught a class there. And Panda and I had that class. Panda comes to the front of the class and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm actually currently working over at Carrie Gordy's house, right?" And I just remember like this ding going off in my head because as someone who grew up, like the Temptations was my favorite group in like the second and third
I did not know
grade.
that.
Oh yeah, like the Temptations are a large part of why I do music.
Wow.
So like, anyways, I hopped on the opportunity, and go up to Carrie Gordy's house, chop it up with him. We end up, actually I end up bringing Carl and Kofi to meet Carrie as well. And we end up working with his artist at the time. And this artist was honestly the catalyst of my career. Yeah, like when I really think about it,
That's
in
true,
the industry. But all that to say, there was this moment where this artist got signed and Carrie's dad got involved, Berry Gordy. And so this was like the big monumental moment where we were getting taken up to the chairman's house to meet him, and then like this is the first time where he's like really getting his hands, in the process. Man, I feel like I skipped a lot of steps, but this is the big part. So we go up to the chairman's house, who I was presumptuous enough to call Barry. Yeah. Because I realized that his kids didn't even call him.
They did not call.
Like, you go to the chairman's house.
The kids call him
Barry.
Well, when we go talk to the chairman.
Hold on.
When we talk to the chairman, this is how we go say it. And everybody know who voice I'm doing.
Yeah.
So shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out KG. You know what I'm saying?
KGE.
So anyway, so we go up there. And the objective of this meeting with the chairman was for us to sit in a room and listen to the songs.
Right.
And he was going to go in and dissect the songs. He's going to go through the lyrical content, give notes on production and stuff like that. Very chill. We go into his like his movie room, or his entertainment center or whatever. We're sitting on like couches and like I think there's like bean bags maybe. I don't know. I don't remember vividly, but
it was a multitude of different types of furniture.
Yeah. Things to
there
sit
was a
on
lot
is
of
the
different
point.
furniture,
Yeah,
yeah.
This is the relevant point. There's a lot of things to sit on. We all sit and there's probably like maybe 10 writers and producers in there total or something like that. Very intimate kind of thing. It was not by any means like, a fucking seminar or anything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we're there, listening, like I said, listen through a few songs. Barry gives his notes. I have to go to the bathroom.
Mhm.
And Barry actually has this, I don't know if I should like explain the details of his house.
Go.
the layout
not
of his
the
house.
crib,
But okay, I'll leave that out.
Because he's
I'll
still
leave that out.
litter. It'd be
He has
different.
a
if he
Yeah,
had it
bathroom.
in
I won't say that. Okay,
He has a
so anyways.
bathroom and a house.
Yeah, so I go to the bathroom and it's like this dark kind of space, you know.
Mhm.
I go into the bathroom and the minute I come out of the bathroom, all I see is just two eyeballs, like manically open wide.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I
like,
love it.
granted, I'm coming out of the bathroom. I'm not expecting anybody to be there. I'm the only person that went to the bathroom. So I come
Right.
out the bathroom and I see these two eyes, and I see Carrie,
Yeah.
and he's like, listen, this is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna show him you're a fucking star. You're gonna show him you're a star, okay? When your verse comes on, because there's a song I had like a feature verse on.
Yeah, I remember.
He's like,
Okay,
when
hold
you're-
on. Context. How old were you?
I was 18 or 19.
Oh, my
no,
God.
I would say
19?
pre-20.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's say 18, 19. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe 19,
Oh,
20.
my
I
God.
don't know. Very young.
He was 20 on the max, but 19
yeah.
or 20.
Okay, we
Yeah.
got it.
So yeah, I had a feature verse on one of the songs that I wrote for the artist. And I was just like, huh? He's like, I want you to go out there when your verse comes on. I want you to perform it. I want you to get up. I want you to go full out. I want you to he's like, show me you're a fucking star. He's like, and I was just sitting there. I was like, oh my God. I didn't plan for it. Like, what's going on right now? Like, I didn't know anyone was going to be outside the bathroom when I came out. Like, what the fuck is going on? Right? But all that to say, it was also this dynamic of like, you brought me up here. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And like, you did gift me with this experience.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
So
you're
like,
not gonna not.
I'm not going to like, yeah,
You're
not
gonna back away from the opportunity.
yeah, and not
That's
well.
right.
I don't even know that it was not going to back away from the opportunity so much as like a reverence to him in the
Yeah,
sense
no,
of
I
like
get what you're saying.
gratitude. Like, dang, you clearly want me to do this, and you know, I feel like this might be the price that I have to pay.
That being said,
for this
I want to say
experience.
how inappropriate it is to not like, if you had any type of expectation that something like that might happen, you got to prep people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Granted,
yo.
I do think it was spontaneous on his end too. I don't know that it was this.
Oh no,
calculated
it
thing for
sounded
him.
completely. I didn't
Yeah.
think it was. I think it was maybe, but like,
Yeah.
if that's anywhere in the sphere of reality of what could happen or what he might expect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so blah 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 blah.
Right, right.
That's just
No, facts. But yeah, no, it was well intentioned, spontaneous. But I was like, I don't know that my heart has ever been beaten out of my chest like that fast. Cause I was just like, I'm about to do something that's so counterintuitive. Like there's just no context in this setting where we're all sitting down chilling, where a song comes on and I just jump up and start performing, right?
Right.
So all that to say, literally,
No, I never
I walk back to the circle, and then he comes back. I think a couple minutes later, kind of staggered, and the
okay,
song-
hold on.
the song-
Before you say it, like I think a cool way to do it would have been this. Like, okay, no, because I'm really thinking about like, okay, that would be insane if you just no, because if you just pop up, then it's crazy. If you just like sort of like kind of start grooving beforehand, like if you give yourself like a verse.
I had no time to strategize,
No,
bro.
no. I'm not saying what you should have did because like everybody has a plan until it's on you. But I'm saying like,
Yeah.
okay, if you might have like got up like, yeah, this ain't right here. Oh yeah, this is my part. And then went into it so there was a smooth ramp up.
Yeah, but even still, it just would have been like. But you're right. That actually,
Maybe.
yeah, like hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
God, so
that
all that to
is
say, so
bold
I
as
go
hell.
back and like I said, like my heart's beating out of my chest, and I still haven't decided if I'm gonna do it yet. Like obviously, there's a strong, there's a strong lean towards I'm probably going to do it, but like at the time, it just gave me peace, the idea of being able to bail. You know what I'm saying? So I was just sitting there, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this shit. You know what I'm saying? The song comes on, my heart's beating out my chest. Oh snap! I look over at Carrie. He's looking at me. He's like. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit. So, anyways, it gets right up to the moment in my verse. When I tell you, I decided at the very last second that I was gonna do it. Like that was the moment where I was just like, fuck it. Sure enough, my beat comes up. Stand up out of nowhere. Everyone's like, look, I remember you and Kofi were just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I just start going in, bro. And I'm just like, I'm like performing for him and all this stuff. I do like a little glide and stuff like that. I just remember.
Okay. So
I don't know what
the part of this. I want them to get this. You and Kofi have no idea he's about to do this.
No idea.
We don't know that because we're not featured on the song. We're just producers, so we just like, and then he just bub up. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Just imagine a bunch of people just in there, just kind of like, some people are like closing their eyes and stuff like that. Like everyone just like, oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Like that was the setting. And all of a sudden I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was the most crazy shit I've ever done in my life. But here's the thing.
No. There's gonna be something to this. What?
Yeah. What? That's not enough?
No. I mean, there's gonna be something additional to that. Insane story. I love it.
It worked. That shit worked. And here's what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
I later found out that in the Gordy family, in the Gordy sphere, there's a high value on spontaneity and ballsiness and fearlessness. Whereas like that really would have been inappropriate in some spaces. Barry loved it. You know what I'm saying? And like I remember Carrie relaying that to me. And then from there, I actually got to build my own relationship and sort of rapport for a brief period of time with Barry. And like I got, got to like come up and like, do like, I don't know if I can even say this, but like consultations on certain, projects that he was doing and stuff like that. And it definitely stamped me in that setting. You know what I'm saying? But here's the funny thing about it. Carrie thought I did terrible. Like Carrie was like for me, like I was like, the fact that I did it in the first place was like the accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Like that was easily like the ballsiest thing I had done at that time. And I just remember Carrie, when we got back to the studio, him being like, you didn't fucking go for it. I mean, you did it. He's like, anything you do is going to be good. You were good, but you weren't great. You didn't go for it. You should have jumped on a table, got in his face. Like you could have gone for it.
Thrusting meat in his face.
And I just remember just being like, wow, like that. Even that wasn't enough. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, it was enough, but it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
You didn't get signed. Right. You should have got signed on the spot.
Yeah.
As you did a full.
I mean, in kind.
He was looking for Jackson 5. You gave him Jackson 2.
Right. Yeah.
So you gotta more Jackson.
But all that to say, it was truly the catalyst to a very pivotal time in my career. You know what I'm saying? Where I realized like, oh, I can be enlisted by the greats for different projects. And even just being up there at that crib was just very like affirming at that time. You know what I'm saying? And some of the convos that we had and stuff like that. So all that to say, it was a leap of faith that could have gone completely south in any other context, but it somehow worked, I'm actually curious to know though, from your perspective, honestly, when that happened, what your thought was.
I can't really channel it like I thought it was, but I know. All I knew is just like there are conversations happening without me. That's all I knew. I knew for a fact. I was like, I'm not completely in the know of everything that's happening in this group. So yeah, that's all I knew at that point. I looked at Kofi. I remember we just had looks. We was like, all right.
No, like that's the thing about it. I know everyone in that room was like, that was the dumbest shit you ever did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't though.
But here's the thing is, I knew you didn't do it like unprovoked. It was just like,
because that's not what I would do.
Yeah. And so we were just like, yeah.
Something's going on. Yeah, no.
But you know what? Just to go ahead, that connection, that's actually going to take me into my story. I had a few stories. I had a few. But if I want to keep it at 100, my story might actually be a Carrie Gore story too.
You got to, bro. Carrie is a great. He holds a lot of the stories.
He's a story for most people. In fact, most people I know that met him, and that everyone has a story. Some are just completely hilarious. So he probably doesn't even know that he's just like at parties, just like, and didn't he say it? And then people laugh.
Shout out KG though, because he changed the game for sure. Very grateful. Very grateful.
Yeah. So my KGE story, or my story just actually happens to feature KG. And I should say Carrie Gordy, because KG, I don't want y'all thinking Kevin Garnett and stuff. But
that's what I was thinking this whole time.
So Carrie just like, what you doing today? And I'm just like, I don't know, whatever answer I gave him. But he's just like, you're not doing that. You're going to dinner with me. And I was like, I mean, free food. Cool. I'm like, all right. So, and this whole time I'm thinking we're going to dinner. Like, so I'm thinking you go be there. He had talked to Kofi at some point. And so it's like, we all go be there or something. I was like, cool, fine. I get there. It's just me. And then he's just like, you ready to go? I was like, we're not going to get to dinner together. Like, hold up. That's why I'm looking at him like, it's not just going to be me and you, because now I'm weird because I don't know what you want to do or say. I was like, what's this? What situation is this? She's like, no, so just get in the car, let's go. And I was like, all right, let's go. You know, and then, you know, young and in Hollywood like we were and naive, it was just like, just do what the famous son of the famous nigga dude says right now.
Because this was early in our journey.
Early in our shit.
So it's like 2013 maybe?
2013.
This was way before all the Illuminati stuff. Y'all was fresh.
Oh, yeah. No, Illuminati.
This is like
later.
This was 10 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At least 10 years ago.
You got to be out here 5 years to get
So we just like, all right, I'm going to, you know. So we get in his car, we head out, and then we start driving up to Kenya. And then we pull up to this house, real nice. Like, I had to say, like, at the time, it had to be worth like 15. So I'm going to say now it's probably worth like 24, 25 mil. House. And I'm like, where we at? And I'm like, and you didn't say, like, I'm wearing a t-shirt and jeans. Like, I don't look anywhere like I should be going to this dinner. He's actually a little bit comfortable in a little polo, but I'm like, he's just like, oh, we just want to go have dinner at my friend's house. I get up in there. This is a decked out mansion. And I'm like, you just can't be just bringing random black kids to people's house. Like, you know, like, I'm just keep around it because I'm real worried. And I was like, you know, these people, like, he grew up with white people. He understand, like, he kind of a friend like that. Right. Not like we not friends with white people, just like, but we just like,
I disagree. Dude. I think you can bring random black people.
Also,
you're not just a random, you are harmless. Man. Ain't nobody looking at you like you're this guy.
Let me put it like this. You can't bring random black people to rich white people houses.
I've had it happen a lot.
You had it happen, but you shouldn't.
No, but that's a weird thing to say.
Why is it
I
weird?
just disagree.
I
disagree.
Agree to disagree. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm walking in. What's her name?
Shantaniqua.
Begin with an S.
What context? Sean.
Yeah. So Sean, so I get there. Sean's there.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the guy's name. I'm not even going to put his name in there because
don't.
Him and his wife. But all I can tell you is he created, or at least pioneered, the phone card in the United States. So he was worth some B's, not M's, B's. So, and I was like, oh, I'm impressed, but I'm like, why am I here? Like, for this, like,
damn, you ain't got no faith in yourself.
I'm like, I still don't know why I'm here.
No, but it wasn't that, because I think we all had scenarios with Carrie where there was that question. It's like, he knows why he brought you.
He knows why I'm
but
here.
You
okay,
don't.
I'm glad you're like giving me, I'm more of the outsider on this.
Yeah. He knows why I'm here.
I've had similar situations where he called me for certain things, and he's like, are you available tomorrow morning? And it's like, yeah, for sure. And like, you go through it and you're just like,
right.
Why? But then it's like, I know he had a rhyme and a reason. You know?
Did you ever, I'm being serious, did you guys ever just ask him what his rhyme and reason was?
No.
Or y'all were just
for
cool
you, there was
swindled?
no reason. For me, there was a general idea of what I was supposed to be doing when he called me, but it's still there. Going through it, it still felt like, I don't know, like a lack of preparation, like a lack of like true intention on my end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it has. He keeps you on a serious edge with it. But the thing is, I don't know if he didn't tell us because
up at the table. Sorry, I was just had a whole vision.
I don't know what he wants us to do in such a situation. So I'm like, when I realized that the rest of the crew, none of them are there. It's me, Carrie, Sean. That's the crew that I know. And then it's this guy and his wife, and then we walk into this, we, say our salutations, whatever, and we walk into the kitchen, and it's fully decked out, like completely catered. There's like a small staff. And I'm like, how many people coming? Oh, it's just going to be the 6 of us. I was like, who are these people?
And so you're angered. Now you're mad.
No,
now you're mad.
Because now I'm just like, I don't know. clearly not dressed for this, but and I don't know what this is. I don't know what you want me to say, and I feel like I'm gonna say the wrong thing if they ask me something because you didn't tell me like
Y'all different, man. I'd have loved this shit.
Here's the thing.
No,
man.
it was always dope.
No, it was dope.
He's having a panic attack in this moment.
Well, here you have to understand. You know, in Hollywood, sometimes it can be a lot of smoke and mirrors, and sometimes you're on the team of smoke and mirrors, but sometimes Team Smoke and Mirrors hadn't spoken to all the teammates to let you know what the smoke is. So you just in a
Bro, you just articulated that incredibly. Like that actually 100%.
Okay, now this is what I'll say. Okay, was this the first time something like this had happened
for
with
me?
you?
Yeah, that's why. It's,
okay,
for me, it's the first time it happened to me.
This is good context because I'm like, after one time some stuff happened like that. If you hit me up like, "Are you ready for this?" What is going on? Yeah, we're doing this. No.
No, mind you,
what is going on?
No, mind you, at this
let
point,
me know what's going on. Don't lie to me.
Mind you, at this point, I had never done anything really with Carrie at that time by myself. Like I had never not been with him with Kofi or even with Jordan or with like, you know, the artist at the time. Like it was, so this was the first me and him situation.
Okay, so bring it back to the spot. What was your fear at this moment?
The fear is that like, for one, well, the food was fantastic. And I was just like, can I just eat? Like, can I just keep eating? Like, because you don't know that.
So you didn't want to be embarrassed that like, oh, I'm eating a lot.
I don't know what I'm there for. Here's the thing.
That's a big, but like, I know you're trying to get to like this big fear. That is like, it is very strange to be in a scenario and know that you're there for a reason and be unclear on the reason. Yeah, that is anxiety ridden in and of itself.
The biggest like thing that I'm giving you in this is that this is the first time it had happened.
No, but here's the real.
You weren't even aware that like stuff
but
like this.
Here's
could
the real
with
fear
this
though.
guy. Yeah.
You don't actually do this stuff with him. This is the first time you do it.
That's what I'm saying.
And
I get it.
That's the part. So the action's the fear. Also now the new characters that you don't know, and you're in their house, and they're not just somebody's regular house. This is a mega mansion. So you are clearly a guest. And now I'm just figuring out that it's only going to be the six of us. So now you think like it's only going to be the six of us and y'all know each other. I'm the person that y'all don't know.
Okay, so
am I the subject of why we here?
Okay,
and then like, what am I expected to do?
This is what I'm talking about with the fear. Because this is making way more sense the more you keep talking. So it's like, okay, you've never had this happen before. It's your first outing alone with him. You might get sacrificed. You might be the meal. You might be the meal. Everybody know each other.
Here's the thing.
You the snack.
That is not far fetched.
No, it's not. No, bro. I'm agreeing with you.
That's
I'm like,
not far fetched.
I'm trying to understand what the fear was from your perspective.
Old Hollywood will always be old Hollywood. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. These folks don't change.
Yo, look up the Mel Gibson interview of him talking about when he came to Hollywood.
Going.
It's crazy.
No, I don't think I was about to be a sacrificial lamb. But then the final piece comes in. So, and it's the sixth person that finally walks in the door and they're last. And then I'm like, okay.
We can say their name.
This person's way more important than me. So we're here for him. Yeah. And that turned out to be Guy Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
So
who's Guy Sebastian? I don't know, man. I'm not going to be embarrassed.
Like
that
Australian pop star.
He
won X Factor or American Idol.
He's like the Kelly Clarkson of Australia. He was the first winner. But he also the battle's gone.
Oh, okay, cool. Got you.
And he had some other songs too. So you know, he was a little bit chubbier when he won, but now he's like really fit and stuff. So you may not recognize him from when he won to what he looks like now. But shout out to the guy, he's real cool. So he walks in, he's cool, really nice dude. I was like, okay, so we're here for you. Okay, so but I still don't know why I'm here, but cool. Now that I know you're here, and then it turned out okay. I could have this wrong. I could be corrected later. They probably won't, but I think the rich guy was the benefactor of Guy and managing, and that there was like a label and music production situation that was putting behind him, and stuff like that. And I'm like, so at this dinner, I'm thinking like, so are you trying to hook us up for us to work with Guy, and you just didn't want to bring the whole crew? That's fine. Let's do like now. I'm like, game, all right, cool. Like, let's go do some stuff and like that. And at the we'll get to that point. So we eat, and then they decide that we're going to like now it's time to have the drinks.
This quick thing I have to ask: what food were you eating? Like, what kind of food?
Oh, I don't even know. it was just like half of the food I wouldn't even.
I feel like there
normally
was seafood there. Was there seafood?
There was everything there. I wouldn't even normally eat half of that food that was there, but I was like, you know, as being raised by my mama, don't you not eat their food? You don't know who these folks is. So usually I'm just eating it like whether it's good or not, I'm eating it because I'm not at this point. You know, me and Carrie has this relationship. I'm not going to embarrass him by not eating the food. Like I would need to be like have an allergen at this point to not eat it. But it was actually pretty good. There were some things I didn't like, but there were some things I loved.
Probably the virgin blood was a weird taste at first.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah,
so what's that really
sauce.
expensive liquor or cognac?
Tart.
What's the really expensive liquor? A cognac or something like that. I don't know.
Louis
the
14th.
something.
Louis 14th.
So that
Or
shit
13th.
is serialized apparently, and he had like 6 bottles of it locked in the roof of the ceiling of his dining room. So so I was like, they just brought out this ladder and then these codes and then it's like things start coming down. I was like, what are they doing? And I'm like,
And you say serialized. I don't know what that means.
cereal. Well, you know, like when somebody makes
like they made it in like Raisin Bran.
no cereal. No, like
Duh, Calvin.
serialized meaning like it has a serial number on it. Like it's a part of a collection.
I wanted to make sure that that's.
Oh,
what it
okay,
meant.
yeah.
And the viewers.
So
I
he
do it for
had
you.
numbers, blah blah blah, some 6 and blah 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 7.
Make it in raisin.
So he had those numbers. And he's like, and you know, he's telling the story behind him. But before he did that, when he started opening up that ceiling, yeah, I did think that it was like, are we about to eat the blood of a virgin or something? They're like, why are we going into the
And
ceiling?
you were a virgin at that time, so I know you were like very much
Don't listen to this
terrified. So
one. Either way, don't listen.
he was like
Grab me in
shivering.
that
He was like, I should have never told this guy.
Yeah, we forgot about the snacking part, bro.
I'm going. That's what I grabbed me another one.
All right.
But
I got like food in my mouth.
But yeah. So we do that. So this is like my first. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm from Detroit. You know, 7 Mile, Hayes, and all that
you
stuff.
are not.
So,
You're from 7 Mile?
yes.
You were the softest 7 Mile?
So no, the West Side. All right, I don't play the West Side. East Side is soft. No, East Side is soft. East Side is soft.
Anyway, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Don't
Let's
come
not
at
do
me.
that.
Don't come at me. Times has changed. I don't know what y'all doing now.
Yeah, I don't know. Y'all, y'all still living.
So I'm like, but the reason why I said I'm Detroit, this and that, I have not had a very fine liquor or a very fine beverage of any kind at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Carrie starts whispering to me. He's like, "You know how to drink this, right?" I was like, "No, just by you asking me." And now I know
how to drink this.
As soon as he asked that question, I was like, "Of course I don't." Like, just the question of you asking me that, you should now know. I don't know what the I'm doing. So, and what? How do I drink? Because they gave it to
asshole.
the glass was this big.
Way.
The glass was this big for real.
It was a chalice.
Yeah, it was a chalice for real.
It was a chalice.
And they just filled it up about that much, and I'm just like, why the hell we need this big ass glass for this small amount of liquor?
It's the aeration.
And then I watched Sean. I was like, you know what? Sean is very poised. She knows how to take a drink. You know, I just watched what she did, and then she take her first drink, and she does this. I was like, oh, this is a slow burn.
Oh, you don't drink it.
I was like, just for y'all who listening, I was like, I took the tiniest sip of water.
Mm.
And then I was like, okay, so it's just a little bit like that. She was like, yeah, you don't want to drink this fast. Oh, you just want to enjoy it? I was just like, no, for other reasons. Let's just say it don't take a lot for these over 50, over 60-year-old people to get a little loose. So at that point, people getting a little lit. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now we're just going to be drinking and like, this is just like a really weirdly aged party because like I'm my age, guys, his age. Then it's like a 30-year jump and then another 10 years after that. I'm like, okay. I don't know what the plan is. We didn't talk any business. I don't know. It's just how rich people work. It's just like, we just figured out we mess with each other. And after that, we'll talk business later, but we go eat and drink right now. So, and then I feel like, oh, we're part of this thing, your entertainment. So now when they started drinking, it was like, go play. And I was like, huh?
This story is getting scary, man.
I was like, go play. I was just like, you got a guitar? And I was like,
I don't like that.
Get Guy a guitar, you get on the piano, go play. And then I look at him like, what you want to play? He's like, he just called out a song. He's like, let's play this. And I was like, he's like, I just followed him on piano. And I'm like, are we new slaves? I had to look at that. I was
That's
like,
scary.
I was like, go play.
That's scary.
Yeah.
But then, but you know what? To tie it all in to make it seem like it wasn't that scary. I mean, it was a little weird at that time. And then also, I had already drinking the blood. I was always drinking the Louis already. So I'm already a little lit myself. So I can't even make any better decisions at this point in time. So I'm just like, I'm going to just play because I think we all having a good time, but I hope nothing happened. And then I figured out it got real loose once, Carrie did his whole thing. Move over. And then he moves me off the panel, and he just started playing every Motown song he ever knew how to play in his whole life. Right. And I was just like, oh, y'all just old niggas drinking. Yep. But why did y'all want us here? And I'm just like, and I felt like
youthful energy.
It was youthful energy, but I think that was the flex. He was trying to just say like, this is my guy. You want your guy, which is literally Guy. So, literally Guy Sebastian. Oh, here's my guy.
Here's my guy.
He does this and that. And I was like, oh, I'm just here for you to match up. This is a 3-on-3 situation.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you just didn't want to be outnumbered here. And I'm like, because after that, I kept asking like, when are we getting a number? When are we getting Guy's number? He's like, I give it to you.
Okay,
and then the Hollywood part kicked in. I was like,
is there any world where Carrie was just like, I know he's new here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this is the beginning of his journey, and I just want to give him an experience that he can remember.
Oh, that's
like, is there anywhere where you think that was maybe the objective, where he was just like, you know what, Carl?
I can believe anything at this point, at this age.
Yeah.
At this age, I can believe he was just trying to give me experience. At this point, I can believe that he was just want to try to keep the numbers a certain way in case business was going to be done. And then also, I think I can take it as he really didn't know what the meeting was going to be himself.
Oh, okay, fair.
Hold up now.
So,
I mean, I guess the question from a complete outsider. I'm do this for y'all. Afterwards, I mean, I don't know, and I'm just a very straightforward person. You guys probably know that. Why wouldn't you just directly ask him, hey, what the hell was that about directly? Like, what the heck was that?
Shout out, in all due respect, to KG. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter what the experience. I mean, if you ask that question at that point, because the answer is going to be whatever it needs to be at that time. And that's not saying he's lying for any reason. I'm just saying, like, even if I ask him at that time, he'll just tell me whatever the purpose it served.
I understand that, but the question I'm saying is, did you actually at least ask?
No,
or you were just like, hey, it's fine for you to treat me like this. And then,
I just want to run that. I want to run that back because Calvin, you said axe.
Yeah, you did say axe. Real hard swing on that axe too.
Did you ever axe?
No, in real life, no, I didn't. I did ask him, like, not exactly in those words, and I was just like, I basically just asked like, so are we part of their thing? Are we trying to be a part of their thing, or trying to bring, like, what are we trying to get funding? Like, what are we trying to do? He's just like, he just kind of rubbed it off like, man, that's just the first part. We're going to do business later. And I'm like, oh, welcome to Hollywood.
Actually, that kind of makes sense to me. I could see that.
And the thing is, at that time, I just believed him because I was just like, you know what? At that point, I was still naive and also open-minded to the point to know that it's like, you are never going to get face value. You're only going to get face value in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So, like, they're never going to tell you anything you don't need to know. Yeah. And I learned that at that point. I was just like, I don't know this because I'm not on a need to know basis. That was basic. And like, Carrie is, very good businessman as far as like, he's done a lot of different types of business. And one thing he's really good at is need to know basis. Mm-hmm. You get a lot more done if you know what everyone needs to know at any given time.
So did you guys ever get to a point after that and everything to where there was a level of trust that you had for him or a level of respect that he had for you?
Well, I think there was always respect.
Respect was always there.
No. It is, I'm going to say it, it is disrespectful to do that to somebody. I'm going to invite you to a house. You have no idea what's going on.
Well, okay, so for his,
and I want you to perform.
I think,
and you have no idea. No idea.
But all right, so
that is not respect.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for
That's
Carrie,
not
which
respect.
you can look at me in the mirror right now. You know he would like be surprised if that I do.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this nigga going back for me, okay.
Right. Which also was a big part of what I was thinking. I didn't even include that, but now that you said it, I know that you and Carrie had a dynamic. There was a very obvious dynamic, and like a part of me wonders if that experience was almost like a waving the white flag, like you know what I'm saying? Like let's work on our rapport.
That
you
could
know
have
what
been
I'm
that,
saying?
because that's the thing, and we'll keep it 100 because I don't think he would deny anything at this point, because like as far as like we're getting back to what he said before, it was never a respect issue. So like it's just that y'all
redefining respect. Okay,
no, in the well, I'm
cool.
not.
When you're dealing with certain characters, you have to look at it as like the son of Berry Gordy, who grew up with the richest black man in the world at the time, friends with Michael Jackson. Like we're not talking about like in terms of cultural awareness and ways of functioning. Talk about old Hollywood, like that is his normal. Yeah. It's not, there's no concept of like, this is disrespectful, I don't respect you. It's like, this is my life, bro. Like all he knew growing up was Barry telling people randomly to do things spontaneously that they were uncomfortable doing, but were for the benefit of their career. I want to clarify that nothing inappropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when it comes to black people in entertainment, I have to say this for sure. When it comes to Gordys, Rosses, and Jacksons, that is old Hollywood for black people. So they are old Hollywood. So, and they, I'm not going to say they stuck in their ways, but they do what they're going to do. Like, they're not really affected.
They have enough money if they're wrong. Okay. Yeah. Well, we still own.
Because they're Rosses, they're Gordys, and they're Jacksons.
Good.
You have to consider the characters involved is what I'm saying.
And also, they all either are from or benefited from Detroit. Sorry.
I was thinking that earlier. I was like, Detroit heavy in
Detroit.
This.
We heavy in this.
But,
great place. Midwest in general. My God.
But here's the thing.
Superstars.
I'll play devil's advocate, like I was saying. Like when it comes to that, it's like you can look at it several different ways. Yes, but what I've noticed that Carrie, whatever you think he's doing that you think may be self-serving, like there is always a benefit for you in there. So that's the only
like well.
So
first
that's
and
what I'm saying.
foremost,
Like when he puts him on the spotlight like that, it can be counterintuitive if that comes off whack or comes off weird or unpredictable, and then it's just like maybe that's not really what we wanted. But it's also like in real life, most people will not be able to showcase any form of talent in front of the chairman. And versus like even we couldn't do it. Like we're the producers in there.
And that I get. I think
and the only reason we're in there is because there's direct relation to the artist.
And I'm glad that you guys are giving the yin to the yang of that, because I mean, when I'll say this for the sake of a listener, I know, right? I wasn't going there. But no, but I'll say this, like when you guys talked about it seemed all negative, and I'm like, okay, so it's good to see where the positive.
No, it wasn't
like
negative.
If somebody was like, hey, I'm gonna invite you over to this millionaire house and feed you amazing food and extremely expensive liquor, you wouldn't be like, but you would be like, okay, well,
like I said, he's a need to know basis guy, or a better word to even describe it is super. Like just because we're in the business of doing X, Y, Z doesn't mean he's not in the business of doing 1, 2, 3 as well.
Hard question. Do y'all still work with him now?
That's not a hard question. Wait.
I mean, most recently I worked with him spring of last year.
Okay.
He was working with the artist, and me and my boy came in and wrote a record for that project, which I don't know if anything came of it. But yeah, so most recently was about literally a year ago, actually.
Okay, good. So y'all are like cool and
no, it's cool. And granted, the only negative in my story was like the level of anxiety it caused me for that 5 to 10 minute period.
The funny thing about your story, I'll be honest, and it's a great. Y'all both had great stories. I'm like, damn, I don't feel like my story is gonna measure up. But what I love about your story, and I think the thing that of course, this is no judgment, because you can't judge something from that. Like I wasn't in that situation.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you would have, instead of deciding the moment before you were gonna do it, just like steeled yourself and been like, cool, and I'm gonna do it and everything, and it was more a decision as opposed to a last minute thing, you might have been able to even ease into it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, it worked out good for you, and it's an amazing story. It's like that is a thing. Like
No,
to
for
actually
sure.
get an opportunity to perform in front of one of your idols is insane.
And I think there's the youth aspect to it, and there is the aspect of like, this is not something I would do. You know what I'm saying? And so with that said, it's not like, oh, got you. Okay, well then this is how I would approach this. It was like, I'm there's so much cognitive dissonance going on in my, you know what I'm saying? Like this
It's a big word.
Yeah, it's essentially this is
I like both of those words.
This is not in alignment.
No, I know what it means,
with,
but I'm saying,
I got you.
So
So I think it was just that. It was just like I have to process the idea of doing this. You know what I'm saying?
And then execute.
And then execute all in the span of, I say 5 to 10 minutes. It might have been 10 to 15. I don't know. But it was like our song
that's
was
crazy.
coming
It's almost like the shorter amount of time you would have had maybe been better because you didn't have time to like overthink it.
It might have been 5 to
That's
10 though, because
crazy.
I think that the reason that he came up and he was so urgently trying to get me there is because I think he
opened
knew
the door. You didn't even zip up yet. He was like, oh.
Yeah. I think he knew that our song was like up next. I think
Yeah.
it was maybe a 5-minute span. Because I think right when I sat down, it was like, our song's playing. And it's like, you doing this, bro? But yeah, to your point, you're right. Me at 30 years old, 30 next week, but still 30.
Oh, what we doing? What we doing?
No, I'm gonna hit you
okay.
later, actually, about that. But yeah, so me now, I would handle that a lot more. You know, I'm a little more seasoned now. This was like the beginning of my career. Everything was down. Everything was like
now you would just like get out
everything
and
was
walk.
the make or break moment. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like there was no other reference point. It's just like. So I think that actually shapes a lot of it as well as to
that's
why
great.
it affected me.
I mean, I definitely appreciate that you did it. I think
Yeah.
now at your big age, you would like just walk to your car and be like, I'm over this.
No, truthfully, I asked myself, would I do it now? And the answer is probably not. I probably would have been like, hey, this doesn't feel like a wise move
This
for
is
me.
not
I
on
respect
brand
it, but
for me.
yeah, you know what I'm
So-
saying? And granted, and I also may not have gotten the results of that I
Also,
desire.
okay, so what age do you think you would have to been to like actually execute like he was saying that you should have? Because he said you didn't really execute.
No, he
all
just
the
said
way.
you didn't really go for it. I get what he meant. It's like
And no, I get that
you
too,
know.
but I'm saying like, is there? This is a weird
No, I don't think
question.
there's any age where I would have executed how he wanted me to because there's no age where that would have been natural for me. You know what I'm
so
saying? What I'm saying is now, so there's two parts to this.
Yeah.
Now I probably would refuse. And I also probably would not get a relationship with Barry Gordy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's also that factor
You
too.
gotta
It's
think of-
like,
you gotta think of the
know
era they
cost.
from.
It's opportunity cost, bro. Like Carrie understood that there was an
That you
assignment that
were-
was bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm glad that I took, like at that time, I was young enough and prime enough to have taken that risk.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
I wouldn't, and I also wouldn't have gotten the reward too.
But you also, I think, what the thing of being seasoned is, you know that there's other opportunities.
That's the big thing. It's
You're
like,
not-
I
you're
don't
not
need
like- you're not.
this-
Everything is in this zero sum. If I don't do this, I'm making it or breaking it. You're like, I'll make it and break it and make it again.
That's the difference.
It's
That's
gonna be
exactly what it
something-
is. It's like that reward
Jobs is
isn't
like buses.
everything.
Miss
That,
one, next 15, one coming.
that reward
I'ma get the
isn't
next
worth
one.
more than just my sense of like well-being and my sense of like
Yeah, and then,
feeling like aligned with the decisions that I'm making and feeling like it's coming not from a thirsty place. Like,
Yeah.
like bro, when you young and you out here and you new, you are thirsty. Like, let's just keep it a
You
buck.
better be.
You know what I'm saying?
If you ain't got
That's
no
what
inner
it is.
hunger fueling you and everything, like you ain't even experienced enough to be jaded yet.
That part.
What?
You know? It's
You
not
gotta-
even, yeah. So,
you need some jade to get jaded.
So it's a trade-off. It's like
Need some
understanding there's more where that came from, you know? So it's like maybe passing on certain opportunities, but like, you
Yeah.
know, trusting the other ones come. My bad, Clef, what were you saying?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't saying that. I mean, like, I probably still go to the dinner because, like, working with Carrie, there is always a curiosity factor. Because the thing is, you just because you don't know everything doesn't mean that there's not something good. So
Why were y'all scared to ask for more details? Did you feel like
We
if
have
I
to separate our scenarios because our
I
scenarios are very
understand
different.
that. Okay, that's
Well,
true. No, hold up.
the
Because
thing is,
you didn't have
his is
time.
easy. I can answer for it.
Yeah, hold on,
There's no-
not his. Not really his. His is completely different. Yours.
Yeah.
So you have more time to ask for details and everything. Did you feel like if I request more information, then I'm going to be weird?
Oh, I
Then he's
didn't.
not
I
gonna-
didn't have more time because the thing is, everything he said we were actually doing was happening. He said we were going to dinner, and we were in the car going to dinner. We just happened to pull up at.
So when you were in the car,
Yeah.
you didn't say, "Oh, where are we going? What's
Yeah.
going on?" You were just like listening to the latest tunes on the radio.
No, I don't.
You were bumping.
Here's the thing. I actually didn't care where we were going to dinner.
Oh, okay. So you're a victim.
No. So yeah, I was just like, I just thought we were going down the street on Sunset somewhere to get some food and talk, and maybe
That's kind of okay. This is making more sense.
Yeah. So when we went up the canyon, and I was just like, oh, maybe we just pick
Y'all
up
thought
somebody.
you was going
and then
to
we
the
parked.
Saddle
When we
Ranch.
parked, and just like, let's hurry up.
Everybody was going to
Saddle Ranch is actually locationally accurate too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is making way more sense the more you keep talking.
So like that, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like nothing really hit the fan for me until we got to the dude's house. And then I started asking him, he's just like, well, where are we going? I was just like, this is a very important man. He created the phone card. And all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah.
And I would have been like, okay, cool. What's,
and then
what's my mission?
there was nothing after that.
Okay, but also, okay.
Because right at that point, literally the door, you know how you get to a place and like people see you walking up and the door opens?
So you can't be like asking stuff while
you can't be
walking
talking
up.
because now they're like, what the hell y'all talking about? What y'all whispering
Okay.
about? But-
Sorry. And thank y'all for answering. Y'all are giving amazing answers to these questions. Because I feel like, y'all, I don't know any of this. They got this whole Illuminati relationship.
What's your
No,
story?
real quick. Last question. Sorry.
What?
So, okay, did you ever experience stuff like this with the guy again?
It's
Comparable.
I can't say it's similar, but I'm just like we've had experiences where things just happen. Like he will.
Everything was very on the fly, spontaneous.
He wanted us to be there
when this needs to happen now. Like the general energy around Carrie and working with him was urgency.
It was.
You know
It
what I'm
always.
saying? There was
He wanted
always
us to
an
work
urgency.
on like somebody's. I think his daughter's birthday once, and then he still wanted us to have the section. I was like, oh, but I think it's Juliet's birthday or whatever, blah blah blah. And but he still wants to work on something. You know, we didn't know that he wanted. That was about to be the ultimate flex in the world because her godfather is Stevie Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I never forget that day.
And he just peeks in the studio as if he can see, by the way. But
no, he thought that the studio was the
I know,
door.
That's the joke. He
But
thought
no, the funny thing about it, bro, that I remember, y'all
telling the third story. I love it. Keep going.
Oh my God, bro! Like
Y'all
that's a story.
what I love about this story because I remember it vividly.
Jesus.
I was because basically it was a lot of chefs in the kitchen. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
me. You were sitting up and you were vocal producing. I forget who was in the studio.
Yeah.
Kofi was engineering. Obviously, his other engineer was in there. He was in there. And I just remember, so y'all were all up front, and I was kind of hanging back in a chair like this.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking to my left, and I see Stevie Wonder just like coming through the door. And y'all have no idea what's going on. Y'all are like focused. Y'all are looking at the computer, and I'm like, I can't make noise because that's the one form of thing that he gonna hear the noise. You know what I'm saying? I can't be like, that's Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying?
Like a raptor in Jurassic Park, he could just hear you.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
Very well,
so
too.
I just remember like y'all were like focused, and I'm just sitting here having this whole moment right now. And then I remember, so his son comes and like starts to escort him up the stairs. And I just remember being like, Stevie Wonder's out there right now. And literally everyone jumps out there, sees it, like runs over.
And we see them walking up, and I was like,
Yeah.
can we go up there?
Dead ass, bro.
Like at that point, the session was over. We had no idea. Like we didn't even hit save.
Yeah. But here's the thing. There was a whole dynamic because we had been using the restroom in their house a lot, and because there was no restroom in the studio at the time, so there was a whole dynamic that was established.
So we've been up there already.
Because it would be startling, like, you know, some random person just walking through the house and Juliet's comes out and, you know, doing her homework. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, who's this random man in my house? You know what I'm saying? So there was already a dynamic where we knew, like, okay, we don't know if we can go up there right now because they're still working out the logistics of that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the minute that his wife was like, y'all should come up and join us.
Yeah.
It was like this moment we were like, word.
All the slaves get to eat in the outhouse today. Slaves get to eat in the back kitchen.
That's
y'all was like,
That's kind of how it felt a little bit. I don't even know.
Y'all got some biscuits?
We were like, okay. And I'm like, and we're just like, how do we get him to sing? How we get him to play? And
okay, I have to ask.
What?
Did he sing Happy Birthday to
Actually, he didn't sing that. No, he sang My Sharia Moore.
So what I did was, they kept wanting him to play. They kept wanting him to sing.
Did you play piano for this?
He did.
I did.
You never told me this story. You suck.
There's a video of it.
We should insert the video.
There's a video of it.
I got it on the hard drive for sure.
So I playing it, and I get to all through the, like, I'm finally at the chorus. Because at this point, only like a few people are singing back a lot. Because it's still like.
My Sharia Moore, what song specifically?
I sure am.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure it was it.
Oh, no,
but
yeah.
this is pre that though. This is pre that though, because you went up and like Carrie was like, get up on the piano and you were
he
playing
told me.
something else.
What did I play?
I don't even remember what it was. I just remember Stevie was like, nope.
No, because the thing is, I was playing the song for what I thought it was. Because I'm like, it's this chord, it's these notes. Let me just play. And I'm like, and the thing is, it wasn't that chord. I mean, it's a very much that chord in the family. But like you can play it in any performance.
And it'll get.
But since it's his original composition, he was just like, no, that's not it. And he just stops like, and was like, well, let me get the fuck up. And
So he played it? Did he get on?
So he
and
came
play
over
it?
there and then started playing. And, his sons was there and all that stuff. And I'm like, man. And that was the trigger.
Did he?
Like,
Oh,
that
so
was
hold
the
up.
trigger. He knew that if I went over there and played long enough, I would probably make a mistake. And he was going, and because Stevie's the one of those things like, don't play one of my songs wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I
remember the moment
So
he was
hold
just
on.
like, nope. He's like, all right, let me come up. And that was like what prompted Stevie
Okay,
to
hold
go
on,
get
hold
on
on.
the
Just give
piano.
time. So you played My Cherie Moore all the way through. You were good.
No.
Oh,
no,
he stopped
that's
you
what
on
I'm saying.
song
Like,
number one.
Carl Clef literally got up on the piano and like kind of just like, what is the word I'm looking for? Like just musically doodled around.
I doodled
like,
for a bit.
Yeah,
I
he was
doodled
just
for a
kind of
bit.
like, like I'm just kind of playing a few things. And then I think you
basically-
eventually got into one of his originals, like the general chord structure.
Yeah.
And then like you played a chord, and I just remember it was like you could tell he knew that was not the
That
chord
was not
he
the chord
supposed to play.
that's supposed to play.
And so
right
that then he was like, nope.
Yeah.
And that's when he came and got on the piano.
Yeah,
I feel like this is
the
a story.
the whole moment of me getting at the piano was really provocative. It was supposed to provoke him to play, so like or do something. So I'm just over there trying to gain attention because at this point right now he's making the rounds around the room. He's there for his goddaughter's birthday, so he ain't there for us.
Yeah.
But you about to be because we're fans. Like, and we don't know you.
Did you? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Was that your plan? Like, let me go and just tickle the ivories and like.
Like it was Carrie's plan. I'm
It was-
pretty sure.
yeah, it was
right?
Carrie's.
I
Carrie
feel like. I mean,
And that's what I
okay.
mean. That's what I mean. Like, you never know what he's thinking, what his plan is, but that puts you in that position. And then that's one of we just told these other stories, but that's one of our big stories. It was
That's a
like,
great one.
because people was just like, you met Stevie Wonder. I was like, we played and sung with him once. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what show? I was like, oh, somebody's house. And I was like, you played just with him at your house? I was like, yeah.
Okay, what song? Wait, was he
It was her
singing?
6th grade graduation.
It's a graduation.
It was her 6th grade graduation. It was not her birthday.
Oh,
It was not a
yeah,
birthday.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's when I knew. It was the funny thing is because you know how your parents are always like wondering how you're gonna do, if you're gonna make it. It's like Hollywood this, we moved out here and doing all this stuff. When my mama saw that video, it was like, oh, he doing the stuff.
That was a moment.
That's
doing
David.
stuff.
That did this video
He doing
going around
stuff.
churches.
Rob
like,
was there. Rob
Yeah, yeah.
Shore was there too. Yeah.
and like we have this video, just all four of us just standing like next to the piano, just watching him playing and Stevie playing. It's just like at the time the video was being taken, I didn't actually know I was that much in the video until we saw the video later. I was like, oh, I'm standing right there.
That's
I'm
crazy.
right there. And I was like,
What I love
that's a
about
moment
these-
in my life. And then you have to put it like, that's a chapter. That's a note.
I think what I love about these stories is that there's another way to look at it too. It's like I think about this guy. What's his name? The guy that connect
Carrie.
Carrie.
It's his son.
I feel like it's a story about him trying to raise up 2 black guys or 1.5 black guys.
2.5 black guys. Kofi was there too. And a white guy.
He's African. It's different. But like,
one African, one and 1.5 black.
No, but it's like a story about him trying to raise up both of y'all, and y'all consistently failing him. You failed him. You didn't commit. You failed him. You didn't do what you were supposed to do at the party, and then you failed him again with Stevie Wonder. You didn't play the song right. He kept trying to put y'all on.
But the
Carrie,
truth
I want to
is, though,
apologize on behalf of these two.
I would be
I want to
surprised.
apologize.
That's one way to look at it.
That is one.
That's one
What
way
if,
to look at it.
no. What if that's his story? He's ever like, I kept trying to put these niggas on.
I
They kept
guarantee you.
failing me.
I gotta see it.
But like failing him by like a very specific standard. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because,
That's the only standard that matters.
But
Not y'all.
honestly,
he has-
to that
Y'all,
same
didn't,
point,
y'all clearly didn't have any standards in any of these stories.
I would be, we had no idea what was happening. We didn't know what the standard was.
Yeah. If anything you learn from working for Carrie, it's just like stay ready. So
Stay ready.
Stay
That's
ready,
the
so you
facts.
got to get ready. That's
Oh,
like,
And you
my
know what? I'm
God.
going to backtrack and I'm going to say, because like initially I was like, oh, I wouldn't do that now.
yeah.
I might just like for some like controlled spontaneity. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if he asked me to do that now, I might actually do that on some. I might do it again.
No,
just
I'll
for a
say this.
redo.
Okay,
For a
I'll say this. I think, okay, say if that moment never existed and you didn't have that moment and it was all the things happen, I actually think that you might do it today. This is an opinion.
Yeah.
Because of all the other, I feel like you would also have the mental dexterity and the seasonedness to be able to do it the right way. Like,
Right,
okay, cool.
exactly.
Like that little thing I said, like when I heard it, I was like, well, there is a way to do it. You can kind of just like start grooving a little bit before, like, hey, this is my part, blah, 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 and then hit it.
Yeah,
and
do it.
everything
I could do it in my
to
power.
where-
I could
Exa-
understand.
exactly.
Yeah, I could have my own strategy.
Exactly.
I could have my own strategy
That's
involved. I'm like,
what
I
I'm
know how this is.
saying.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
I think
might do
maybe.
it. Depending on the day.
I'm 50-50 on
Yeah,
that.
no, there's a
Depending
day
on the day.
where I don't do it, and there's a day where I'm like, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially, he kind of spooked you coming out of the bathroom.
Clef is looking like
No,
nah,
he
I was
spooked
like,
you coming out of the bathroom. I'm taking all of this stuff into consideration.
Yeah.
You just
I'm
finished.
telling you right
your
now,
guard
Don
is
think
down.
that
It don't
ever
matter
happened, bro.
how much control of his inner psyche he could have had in that moment. What Carrie was expecting for that dude to do a black flip out there, do the splits at
But
the
he was
end.
doing backflips
No,
for
you
middle
don't understand.
school kids, though.
Huh?
He was doing backflips for middle school kids at this point. So you maybe should have did a backflip.
No, not at this point.
Oh, okay. He was okay. You did it 2 years
Jordan
ago.
was like,
I was doing backflips. No, I was performing. Here's the thing. I was a performer at that time. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's what
wasn't
I'm
hella
saying.
green. I've been performing since I was 10. So it's
Yeah.
not like I was so green. I had no, like, it was just more so this particular context. That, like, you had to be there, bro. There's just
I
no
believe
way
it.
where this was going to be natural.
It
It
was
was just
not.
like,
It was
we,
not.
like,
No,
you have
I'm
to
not,
hear the song.
No, I'm
The-
also.
also, you have to understand that the song.
I'm not just so you're sure.
The song-
I do not in any way think that this was a great setup for you. This is funny to me because I'm like, damn,
Imagine
it's
he's
hard
the
to
feature.
win.
He's a feature on a song.
Like, this sounds like a good
He's a
idea.
feature on a song for a 12-year-old girl artist.
No, but the fact
So
that he just,
it's not like he could have came out there like
right.
he could have did all that. He
The
couldn't have
fact
did
that
all
he
that.
just-
And that's
Stood
what he
up.
wanted me to do. Like, in terms of like honestly, by my standard, I did an okay job. Like,
Yeah.
like I didn't. And the only reason I say okay is because I didn't rehearse for it. And
That's
you know what I'm saying.
I
But what
know,
I'm saying
dude,
is this.
You gotta understand, I'm on your side.
Well, what Carrie was saying, no, and I know you are.
Yeah.
What Carrie was wanting me to do was something that I probably would never do in general. Like, he was wanting me, like, there was an
Tell you.
element of outrageousness that he always wanted. Yeah.
gotta do
No,
more.
like what he wanted
Oh.
was absolutely, like, he would have loved a backflip. Absolutely. And if I could do one, I would have done it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my
but I just
God.
went out there and I swagged it up. And he acknowledged. She was like, what you did was good. He was like, you were good, but you didn't go for it. You know,
It said it like that.
yeah.
Go for
You
it.
didn't go for it. Anyway, so
Next time, go for it.
if I got it next time, I would. I don't know. We'll see.
You know what?
happens.
It's been a snack time. It's been a story time. It's been
time,
an
story
episode. And it's been a podcast. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Woo.